Greetings, my fellow sellswords. Radamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Battle Brothers, episode 15, Lust for Gold. Dire wolves up ahead, easy heads to take for the bounty. And unfortunately, the bronze head band of merchants of Battle Brothers stole our quarry. Friedwald's roads are now safe. And we check in with the marketplace and sell off the excess goods that we no longer need. The rusty mail coif might make for a better headpiece for our rangers than what they currently don, as would the worn mail shirts. Cheap medicine is stockpiled, and the men ready to go patrolling on the roads once more. We're hoping to actually find some combat on these roads. The newbies of the group need more battle experience before we're ready to take on higher paying contracts. Maybe even stopping at Darnerswald to the armorer for armor for JT. Reaching Darnerswald, Oldo Ducky suggests that the company should pick up some supplies for the journey back to Baron Erich von Gumbald. You've already thought of this, but you give the sellsword the satisfaction of coming up with the idea himself. Unfortunately, the armorsmith in this town doesn't produce arms or armor befit our request for one that is heavy with high durability. Instead of patrolling the actual road, brigands afoot. Marksmen and raiders too. It looks like heads will roll. We start on elevated position, which is perfect. We'll form a shield wall and protect our flanks. Brigand Raiders advance. We're lucky this day. It's in striking distance of our healer, the Axeman. JT starts to pursue the marksman, offering himself up as a soft target, hoping to take the bait. Zaleb is set to surround the northern flank and use the maces to make short work of their helmets. Crossbowman unleash a deadly bolt and hits Carl in the cheek. We'll need to back up to stay protected. Despite the height advantage, our swings still do not connect. Our armor easily absorbs the many attacks that the axemen and swordsmen levy against us. A shot from the back, Cathanon fells one of the bowmen. It's time for us to react. The axeman felled. The brigand raider mortally wounded and killed. We advance. JT sees an opening and rushes the brigand marksman who left himself open. And Otto flanks, capturing one of the brigand raiders from behind. A clean kill. And another vicious hit to the head. Our polearmen move in to finish. Zleb will need help. His armor is faltering. Without backup, it will fail. With accurate strikes, we cut through the remaining ranks of the raiders, hoping to offer the help that Celeb requires. He raises his shield and hopes that help is coming. Flash sees an opportunity to switch positions with him to pull him away from the fray, and he backs up to safety. Carl dodges the brigand raider's polearm, hits him soundly, and then retreats for his own safety. Unfortunately, the shot destined for the brigand raider hit Otto in the back. Otto, undeterred, stabs wildly at the wounded raider. Shields are smashed, and men circle in, ready to pick off the remaining survivors. Only 2 remain, and 1 in panic. We'll have to stay out of the range of the last crossbowman. One lucky bolt could spell tragedy. He seemingly is set to flee. We will pursue. He's just outside our range as we follow him up into the northern hills. This one, he might get away. But we'll still try to run him down. He flees further. We're done chasing. We'll let him go. Much armor and weapons obtained. A warbrand, the first that we've seen, a two-handed sword. We'll set the new equipment up to be repaired. To fetch a fine price, indeed. Falchions and maces and daggers alike. Profiting upon the death of these bandits. Kettleman the healer, ready to take up the axe against his opponents, and to replace Mojo in memory only. Robert the Turtle, knowing that we've recently obtained a warbrand, would like the opportunity to wield a two-hander for a change, putting his arming sword and kite shield into reserve. It weighs a lot, it will fatigue him greatly, but he is committed to the task. And for the perks, he'd like to go berserk. Carl, having finally achieved some basic combat proficiency, thinks it prudent to maybe take a new name. He too would like to use the axe, much like our D healer, when he sets his mind to task. At Donnerswold, we part with some of the more simple pieces of equipment that we have for sale. Arrows and broken down armor will need repair if we are to sell them at a higher price. Everybody in the front line has daggers, so now the new daggers are given out to the men in back, despite their lack of melee skill. We were paid to patrol back the roads to Allen, so we double back after having resupplied, following the Druid Road and Belford Road. Baron Eric von Gobald is reading scrolls of papers as he welcomes you in. He's curious as to how many kills you racked up on patrol. You only report 8, to which he hums and makes a small note in one of his papers. Nodding his head, he kicks open a chest next to him and starts scooping crowns into a satchel. He hands it over. Without even looking up, he tells you to get out. Robin of Aelin cuts right to the point. He has a shipment. He wants it delivered. He wants it to arrive in Seafeld, which is a 4-day journey. This will have to pay high for us to bother. We apologize and tell him sorry, it isn't worth it. It's too low pay for such a far trip. The men seek employ and also the opportunity to buy fresh armor. To Donnerswold we go. We had previously checked in with his armor smith, and he had assured us that he'd have a piece fitting us by now. He doesn't live up to his name. doesn't have a piece worth wearing. We'll push further west. Hammerstead, too, given its name, has an armorsmith. Maybe they have a piece worth buying. Footsteps are noticed in the south, possibly dire wolves. We'll have to keep our guard up in this open road. The frosty foothills, Crest and Hammerstead, is seen off in the distance in the night. It glows and shimmers. It has recently been ransacked. But its armorer, well stocked still. Only one such piece meets the criteria, and it is marked up incredibly. Perhaps we seek something more affordable, because 3 pieces is what we seek. The tavern rumors the other day are about a traveling merchant that has a real good bargain. We pay for a round for the men and seek the local contracts. One wants us to clear out some brigands. He's worried what they'll do next. Luckily, the man has some wealth, and he's eager to pay. He says 900 crowns for the contract to be done, and we agree. To the Red Moon Den we go. This has us heading in the right direction anyway. Maybe with any luck, we'll find enemies with armor that fit. Not here, not likely. The brigands fall back behind their palisades, using their bowmen to harass our front line. Fine, so be it. We'll pursue. We cackle as our bolts meet flesh from great distance. These palisades won't guard these men for very long. We'll see what they do. See if they rush us this time. They stay resolute, hiding behind their palisade walls. Fine, marching forward. This just gives us an easier shot. And hit once more. And down goes their front man. Maybe now they'll be goaded into an open battle fight. They lurch forward. It seems to have worked. This seems to be as far as they're willing to go. We'll shoot them from here, and we'll still slowly pursue. Soon they'll be within our range. One arrow sneaks past, but luckily, Ketamon the healer has a thick helmet. We push past the brush, forcing their front line into open confrontation. Any minute now, they're likely to commit. Finally, the Brigand Raiders leave their palisade walls. Completely not ready for the onslaught to ensue. Taking a defensive position won't be enough. We push past them, knocking them back and getting toe-to-toe with the brigand poachers. The front line shattered and broken. The swordsman ready to close the distance. Flash, having felled the axe wielder, rushes towards the brigand poachers, who are now open with nothing to protect them. Likewise, their southern flanks are completely open now. Rushing past their defenses, their men panic, trying to flee the battle. They know what's coming. Our reputation precedes us. Our men surround the remaining brigands, picking them off slowly, one by one. All that's left are two panicking poachers. As we surround them, their brow sweat, whimpering and cries can be heard. No quarter. They still jab. Nothing connects. Our men, too experienced with these brigand fights, they know what to expect. They know the sly moves, the dagger feints. It's all so familiar. It's time. The last two dispatched. With the battle drawing to a close, a few enemies drop to their knees and beg for mercy. Edward looks to you for what to do next. We take their arms away and chase them away. Clemency for thieves and brigands doesn't come often, so when you let the prisoners go, they practically kiss your feet, as if though they were attached to a god. Having successfully dispatched the brigand crew, the men make haste back towards Hammerstead. Once we reach Hammerstead, hopefully we'll have enough money to purchase at least one piece of good gear, the ambition that the men share. Hammerstead is no longer hounded by ambushed trade routes, and I'll pay a round for the men. Edward gets drunk. The men laugh as Edward drinks a bit too much. Thankfully, they have a little bit of a mercy and give him the nickname Deawad. Edward, despite the extra drink, becomes a better bowman somehow. Maybe it's a secret. Papa G, ready with his spear or his flail and shield, decides that for us to dispatch our enemies relentlessly, maybe he goes for backstabber, honing his melee skill, his fatigue, and his defense. We have a hearty stash of unused helmets and boar spears and swords that we will see fit to repair before we make next port to be able to sell them for high price. The first contract the men inquire about is from Erlin the Wise, reading one of many scrolls. He tosses it angrily onto a pile of others. The people of Hammerstead are rightfully furious. Do you know a brigand, possibly in league with other vagabonds, managed to steal my ceremonial staff from us? The artifact is of immeasurable value to me. And to the people, of course. He lied. You shrug, and you want me to get it back for you? The man points his finger. Precisely, smart sellsword. That is exactly what I want you to do. Follow the footprints of the thievery and return the item to which the town rightfully owns. He's willing to pay 140 crowns up front and 540 when the job is done. This should be a quick task, we think. The footsteps are very easily tracked to the south. The men pursue. The thieves can easily be found on the road. 6 brigands with no ranged poachers behind them. They will undoubtedly rush towards us, foolishly. We'll wait patiently for their approach. Shattering the shield of the brigand raider in the lead, it opens him up vulnerable to flail attacks. The first one meets his head. The second one misses. And the third one closing in. He starts to flee. Flash, seeing opportunity to land easy strikes, runs up and slays him cold. JT, making sure the flanks stay secured, run up to support his fellow brothers. The northern flanks are still yet unsecured. But not a worry, Otto is ready. With a spear and shield, he forms a wall. Cathanon starts to head north, with his crossbow cocked and ready for the defense, as is Bodo with his bow. Kettlemund, knowing that most of the men have positioned themselves southward, heads north, with also Zleb in tow. Robert wants to bloody his sword once again. He enjoys being a berserker. Carl finds an opening in the middle where his axe might do the most harm. Their men pace back and forth, knowing what comes. Flails to the head, and another man exasperated and fleeing. On the brink of death, with pierced chest and split nose, he wishes for a swift death. Up to the north, there is the fleeing brigand raider, and also Otto, who's ready to support his friend, Bodo. Otto switches places with him, making sure that Bodo doesn't fall victim to a flail. Bodo takes the opportunity, freed from the grasp of the brawler, to let loose an arrow to fell the raider fleeing the battlefield. Then Kettlemund switches places with Bodo, readies his axe to split the shield of the northern raider. This raider is getting surrounded. He'll be picked apart in no time. Despite being heavily outnumbered, the northern raider does land quick succession hits upon Zleb and renders his armor half damaged, and he is wounded. Robert needs to wrap up his fight and retreat. His helmet has been split. The men of the south rally to his aid, cutting swiftly, opening up avenue for reinforcements. Papa G adeptly slams the brigand raider backwards to free Robert the turtle from his grasp, and Kettlemund closes the distance. Allies have arrived, and in great vast numbers. The last raider is panicked. His life flashes before his eyes. He's surrounded, outnumbered 12 to 1. Robert sees an opening and takes it. Well, you found those responsible for stealing the ceremonial staff and put them to the sword. Now you just need to return the ceremonial staff back to Erlin the Wise's hands to get your reward. Thank you for watching Battle Brothers, which originally streamed live on Twitch January 28th. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Radamat.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Radamat.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow sellswords.